Here's a real-time time-space analysis for a corridor in Mishawaka, Indiana. And this corridor has, we're only showing 5 of the traffic signals out there. So it starts at Grapin University and drops down to Grapin Day. And there's a few intersections south of this, but they don't fit on the screen right now. This is showing the real-time green band coming through on this corridor. Traffic is kind of light today, so you can see like this Grape at Edison Lakes. There's nobody on the side street, and so it's just staying green the entire time, right? Versus some of these others are cycling through normal. Grape and Douglas is typically a very busy intersection, and so we can see it doesn't get that much green time. 2 and 6 are the main north-south movements. 6 is northbound, 2 is southbound through there. You can see how those line up. And what you can see here is, and it's trying to shade in here for us what vehicle trajectories would be in between these two directions. So it is a two-directional road. It's got 4 lanes total for the through movements, and then turn lanes at different intersections as it goes through. And this is spaced scaled on how much distance there truly is between the intersections. And so there's more distance between Grape and University, Grape and Indian Ridge than there is between Indian Ridge and Douglas. Those are a little bit tighter, closer together. So they're showing this by scale a little bit closer. And then this is the information about each leg of that that pops up there. This is the distance between it. It's measuring this off the map. And then here's the approximate speed, or typically we put the speed limit in for that case. And that's how it's drawing these lines in. And so the slope of these lines should match that speed through there. And we can see the what these different patterns are in these green bands. So if you left up here on green, you could theoretically make it through on green down here as long as there wasn't a queue in your way. Right, up until the end of this green band, you come down here where you're going to make it through on Edison Lakes because there's no cars there until now. Right now there's one there. And again, this is moving in real time today through that. So a lot of times we'll program it and we know what the programmed offsets are going to be, so we can get these patterns built up and kind of see how we're sweeping down through. We get through, we might hit a red there. We would have had to wait a little bit, then we could have gone through there. But right through here, you can see there's this really nice band, right? You could go southbound and get the green light on every single one of those, assuming I'm drawing this in at about the right speed for 40 miles per hour, at the right slope for 40, kind of matching that slope there, right? And northbound, can you get northbound? Well, if you came through here, right, yeah, maybe. Well, then you would have got a little bit of red there, right? It's almost impossible to get it working perfectly in both directions. And this is in phase 3, right, or pattern 3 right now. And it is actually prioritizing southbound movement. So it is doing a better job on southbound movements coming through here. Northbound's not terrible, but it's not great. You may have had to wait right here for a little bit, and then you would have gone, continued north and made it through. So this is what a normal time-space diagram would look like. The programmed ones, when you're calculating it more from an engineering side, they'll be cleaner than this because this is being actuated and is working in real time. So you get some weird timings in here. I think some of these extra reds and yellows are probably for the turn phases at those intersections, because those are permissive left turns there. And so that's where we get some goofiness going on there. So this is a commercial product, so I'm not sure exactly how they programmed this to work, but it doesn't do too bad a job, right? And you can actually change some of these offsets in real time if you wanted to and push them out to the traffic signal. But I don't tend to trust this that much. I prefer to see it in person through that versus just this calculation. Over here, you can see what the offsets are. You can see that we've changed the offsets for every single intersection coming through here, just so we can get these green bands, right? So now here's a good example. You could have started up here at 250 seconds, more or less. At Grapin University, you apparently would have gotten a green light all the way through on that through. And it happens again in the next cycle, basically. These are all running the same cycle lengths, so to get coordination, you do have to have exactly equal cycle lengths as it goes through, and we can see that. And again, the northbound, it's not terrible. You would have had to wait a couple times through there and continued on, but there are some pretty wide open bands going northbound as well. through there. So it's not terrible northbound. It is prioritized for southbound traffic, and it looks like that's what it's doing, and it's working as planned. So I guess is showing what a coordinated pattern looks like. This would be your platoon width or band width that you can get through in a green band through there. This is probably your minimum band, so that would be your maximum size of a platoon you can get through, starting from here, going south along Grape Road through that. So it's just an example of what it looks like to do coordinated patterns and coordinating a traffic system in real time.